News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. The U.S. and Iran went tit for tat again last night, trading attacks for an 8th straight night as punishment for Iraq's attack in Jordan that killed 2 American service members. Earlier, Iran Supreme Leader Moqtada Khamenei warned of unforgettable lessons for the U.S. for violating their memo of understanding. Meantime, Israel's now considering a possible ban on civilian drone use over fears that terror groups could be using explosive and fiber optic drones in attacks. Bloomberg's Dan Williams has more from Jerusalem.
Specifically drones that are operated with fiber optic cables, which basically defy traditional electronic jamming. There are unconfirmed reports that even in Gaza, despite Hamas being very much on the back foot there, they have been receiving such drones into their very rudimentary arsenal. There are worries it could be in the West Bank as well.
That's Dan Williams on Bloomberg This Weekend. Earlier this week, he says Syria stopped a truckload of these drones coming from Iraq intended for Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iraq is now reshaping energy flows in the Middle East and using a vast fleet of trucks to carry fuel oil through Syria to reroute flows away from the Strait of Hormuz. Syria's gone from shipping no fuel to making up more than a quarter of Middle Eastern volumes in just months, with supplies arriving on thousands of trucks. That process could take about 4 days to reach Syria's Mediterranean ports. Geopolitical pressures and defense spending will be top of mind for aviation leaders at the Farnborough International Air Show this week just outside of London. Bloomberg's Benedict Campbell says they'll see everything from fighter jets to drones on display.
We'll be looking out for what will be on display, what kind of deals might happen, how is artificial intelligence shaping the way that we look at future conflict, the role of drones and so on. You know, players that a couple of years ago wouldn't have really participated in this event are now really big, like Ukraine, which is sort of the ground zero, should we say, for sort of the next generation of warfare.
Benedict Campbell on Bloomberg This Weekend. We should also hear more about how rising fuel costs due to war are impacting the industry. Earlier this month, Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian said higher fuel prices won't deter travel. The carrier's actually seeing strong demand now for premium, corporate, and international travel. Security will be tight ahead of the World Cup final today between Spain and Argentina in New Jersey. Charles Marino is a former Homeland Security advisor.
The threat environment here in the United States has never been higher. We are actively engaged in a conflict with Iran, and all of these things need to be considered. Sporting events are unfortunately considered high-value targets.
There's also ongoing air quality concerns from wildfires still burning in Ontario and northern Minnesota. Phil Manuel's a meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Minnesota, and he says heavy rain this weekend may have actually made conditions worse because of lightning.
Weather started all of this, and weather will end all of this. We will manage it until that time comes.
Skies should be clearer by the time kickoff rolls around for the World Cup final. England defeated France yesterday for 3rd place. Thousands hit the street yesterday across the country in a national day of action over recent shootings involving ICE agents in Texas and Maine. This protesters in Portland.
It's horrific when it happens anywhere, but it's extra horrific when it happens in your community.
Earlier this week, President Trump ordered ICE to continue traffic stops despite concerns, calling them an effective crime-fighting tool. Social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami. U.S. Marshals took the brothers into custody late last night after British prosecutors announced they were seeking extradition on rape and sex trafficking charges. These are new charges dating back to 2010. The men are set to appear in federal court in Miami next week. Walmart says it's removed 4 bagged iceberg lettuce salad products from Taylor Farms from its shelves as recalls tied to a cyclospora outbreak expand. The products were sold at stores in 15 states, but the retailer emphasizes there have been no confirmed illnesses so far associated with these items. FIFA is set to announce record revenue from this year's World Cup. Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi has details.
The Guardian reports FIFA will announce a record $15 billion in revenue from this summer's World Cup, significantly exceeding the target set before the tournament. FIFA's member associations were informed of the boost in income by Gianni Infantino on Saturday. Originally, the governing body had projected $11 billion in earnings. Sources have indicated that hospitality and ticketing, especially through the steeply priced secondary market, account for a significant amount of the increase. FIFA takes 15% from the the buyer and another 15% from the seller on the secondary market. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
By the way, no matter which team wins the World Cup today, Adidas is also winning, as players for Spain and Argentina both sport jerseys from the brand. Adidas says it sold 4 times more jerseys than at the last World Cup and twice as many balls. The company expects World Cup-related sales to top $1.7 billion. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.